to the young lovers. One got shot and the other got lost in drugs and punks and blood on the street, blood on her knees, bloody history. Whatever happened to the hate? Burnt to the ground. And what about? He took his ass back to the crack shack with his long johns on, singing that old song. My baby's got a gun, my baby's got a gun, my baby's got a gun, I'm back to run. My baby's got a gun, it goes boom, boom, crack, boom, boom. An eye for an eye, a leg for a leg. A shot in the heart doesn't make it unbreak. She really didn't wanna make a mistake. She really, really didn't, but the girl don't cry. My baby's got a gun, my baby's got a gun, my baby's got a gun, I'm back to run. My baby's got a gun, it goes boom, boom, crack, boom, boom. She crucified, she crucified, she crucified, she crucified. You lied, you She's not a bad kid. She's not a bad
Hello, everyone. I clicked the wrong scene. It happens to the best of us, I guess. I've literally put it right at the top. I could not mess it up even if I tried. Still messed it up. I didn't think I would miss the cold, but now that it decided to be warm. This apartment only has heating, no cooling. I hope Lady's uncle was serious about helping us get a little AC, otherwise I'm gonna buy a shit ton of fans. I apologize, so I am actually the same way. This apartment has zero, well, it has a little bit of AC, but it's in one room, so... No worries. Listen, I may devour people. And we'll just leave it at that for now. Greetings, esteemed watchers, and welcome to another episode of Poison Points. I am your host tonight, Irisu. It's been a long time since I've referred to myself as that name, but I thought I should really hammer the point home. Yes, it is going to be 80 degrees this week, which is hell, considering that we've been dealing with 60-ish for the most part. So a whole 20 degrees difference is going to make this frog very sweaty. What are we in the mood to listen to today? I believe lo-fi is always our best choice. Your list of folks I'd let have a nipple, so no worries. Well, just gotta save that in the PK, will you add that to the everyone else quotes? Let's get some lo-fi started. We are not listening from my speaker. We are listening from my computer. There we go. I'll make it easy for you. Thank you for the hydrate, Silver. I apologize. It's different timing for me. I am typically like an hour previous, like an hour before and ready to go. But now it's a little bit different. So bear with me. Just bear with me for a moment. Welcome. This is the last Poison Points of the month, and I'm very excited to have our esteemed guest on tonight. I am happy to announce that Poison Points will be continuing, and May is chocked full of surprises. Of course, this isn't to take away from our esteemed guest tonight, but I have high hopes for the future of this show. So I hope you'll stick with me as we, explore new people, new ideals, and filling up that chair with as many stenches as possible. How is everyone doing tonight, by the way? A quick sound check for those who are always here to sound check for me. Does my voice sound okay against the music? Full of chili dogs. Well, that is most certainly a statement. I take it you ate a bunch of chili dogs today, Chance? Hot and tired? What from is a mystery. I mean, work, I would assume so. Eliana von Shady Stormington is going to be a great guest. Is this along the same veins as Resington von Torkenstein? Sound wonderful as always? Perfect. Been vibing as it is your first day off of school? Perfect. Wonderful. Next month? You're out for the time being? You could call it work? Okay, so you are jacking off. I understand now. Or DM prepping, one of the two. Both of them get you very hot and bothered. I woke up this morning. Oh, you're fully off. Wonderful. That is extremely wonderful to hear. I'm glad, PK. I woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed, so a little bit of bitch energy is escaping. Just a little bit. Just a teensy tiny bit of bitch energy. Till September, of course, yes. Well, enjoy the summer while you have it, so. I love it when you're being a bitch. Chance. Those are slut words coming out of your mouth. Less than 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be even more ancient. Well, happy early birthday. 2 weeks from now, it's going to be a. It's going to be a wonderful time. Remind me, and I will make sure to keep an eye out. And you should make sure to keep an eye out, for no particular reason whatsoever. You are a slut. Well, I'm glad that we can at least admit to one thing here today. Regardless, I have a great many things planned for the month of May, and I hope to see you all here, watching and staring. It's going to be a wonderful time, I'd say. I don't know why the G key does that. There we go. Are you gonna have anything special? But thank you. Well, them's fighting words, Soul. You literally cannot say that around this group of people. You know what happens when you say that sort of thing. You get what you do not think you will get. A little bit of reverse psychology, but... Anyways, tonight we have a very special guest on Poison Points. I hope you're ready, as we had to make a lot of accommodations in order for this to work. I would like to introduce to you all Eliana NightRaine.
Hello!
Hello, Ellie. How are you doing this evening as I work so hard to find you?
I am an elusive creature. I am so excited to be here. I'm so effervescently happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you here tonight. I know that you went through a lot in order to make it to the suite. I hope it is at least a little bit moist in here for your skin.
Yeah, no, this is it's nice that I have to spritz myself every once in a while.
Yes, hopefully you got a nice complimentary drink at the bar as well. Ice water or maybe something a little bit different.
Oh, you know that I keep that thing on me. That thing in question, of course, being a glass of water.
Yes, of course. Let me adjust these reaction redeems on you. Your head pats were a little bit off kilter. And we gotta hydrate from silver.
That happens to my own streams. On my own streams as well. Oh, goodness.
Well, everyone, say hello to Ellie.
The trek to get here. Hello, everybody.
Hi. You remember how we were in the pre-stream and I was talking about I probably forgot something? Yeah, I just found out what I forgot. I have it enabled now. I have a reminder text that lets everyone know that while we are chatting, there's a chance that we may not respond right away. So I'm telling you, those hands are bloodthirsty. Listen, my hands are made for two things. One of which is scratching your back, and the other of which, well, I'll leave that up to the imagination.
Oh.
Regardless.
Oh, my.
Welcome in.
Thank you.
I am very happy to have you on the show. I understand that the second that you saw the first episode, you had the dream of being on Poison Points.
Yeah, I had, I was just, gosh, I felt like a little more than a side act on Max's streams, and I saw your energy, the way you interacted with the guest, and the passion that you pour into the show, and I'm like, man, that just looks like a wonderful place to be. To even like catch a glimpse of that and experience it in person is just, and that only, like, as I got to know you personally, just strengthened that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is always my goal whenever I run these, and it has always been the goal since the beginning. The person sitting in that chair is the important star of the night, and I want it to be like that always. Of course, I'm here to interrogate ever so lightly, but...
Yeah, I've also been terrified of, like, oh, in what ways is my psyche going to be pried open with a metaphorical crowbar?
Yes, as I said to Soul, and it has been kind of the ongoing meme, when you sit in that chair, I am interrogating you, so...
I can feel you pulling the light into my face right now. Where is she?
Actually, actually, I do have a light. I don't never mind. It's not on this scene, I don't think. Unfortunate, but yeah, it's not on this scene. I really hoped it was, because I have a whole sound effect for it and everything that I hardly ever use.
Yes.
Thank you for the head pats, Hikari. Regardless, you are here, and I have questions for you. I have many questions for you. I hope you're ready, Ellie.
Ideally, I'll have answers.
Hopefully. All right. Well, if you were unable to tune in for last week's stream, we interviewed Mitsuda. Mitsuda had a great question. I think, personally, I think this was a great one. If the need or desire ever arose, how easily do you think it would be for you to get away with murder? Oh,
man, I have so many tools at my disposal for that. I was a hilarious person to get this question. So, my human identity is fully crafted from the ground up, as some of you may know. But that is not the limit of my abilities. I can genuinely, through a mixture of chromatophores in my skin, which, if you don't know, is the way that octopi and cuttlefish are able to shape their texture to their environment, and access to some ancient primordial magic, I can transform into basically anybody. I don't out of respect. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and generally other people's as well. But yeah, kind of hard to get pegged for murder when you can look like anybody.
This is fair. What we may learn later, of course, you have many other tools at your disposal.
I have quite a few, yes. But the question is not how easy would it be to commit murder, but how easy is it to get away with it.
This is true.
And I think I have a particular set of skills.
I was about to say, yes, I have the particular skill sets to get away with it. Wow. I like that answer. And honestly, anybody who gets on Ellie's bad side, I would say I feel bad for them, but you probably deserved it at that point. They're never gonna find the body.
You're never gonna find the body. Devin ate it.
What was it we were also talking about in pre-stream? I don't know if am I allowed to say that? Never mind. We're gonna glance over that topic.
What? No. Feel free.
No, it was the question on whether or not there has been mention of domestic terrorism mentioned on the show. Or not.
Never mind. We are going to glance over that. I told Joe I wouldn't.
Well, we'll just leave that to the viewer's imagination at that point. I need the answer, Frog. No, listen.
Speaking my language in the chat.
One of these days, we will have a private subscriber stream in which we can discuss these things. But for now, this is a public stream, so we will not talk about it.
I will state for the record on the topic of murder, I am a huge softie. It would be very hard to push me to that, even if it was something you wanted.
This is true.
However, bridges and crossing them when we get to it.
Yes. You should typically always handle a situation as it comes up.
Yes.
It's just typically butts and tits and money. It is typically, though, very important to be prepared for crossing the bridge. Are you ready? That's the real question. Well, now that the question of if the need arose, we've got that out of the way as far as murder goes, let's ask some personal questions.
Okay.
Ellie, why did you become a VTuber? How did you get from the point of your life that you were at till now, being a streamer?
Well, I have toyed with the idea of content creation since I had first really come onto land. There are some videos that nobody will ever see of my first attempts at YouTube. It's very much unedited, just like let's play content, Terraria content. Yeah, as Max said in the chat, no editing whatsoever. Something goblin. Yeah, no, knee deep in the early 2000s, late 2000s. Actually, no, 2012 roundabout. To put a number to it.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but the heart was there. I gave up on it a little bit and wouldn't resume the idea until several years later, coming into contact with Gumbo Squad, which would later become Gumbo Inc., as some of you may know. And we had been toying with the idea of content creation for quite some time, and none of us really took the first leap until Max did. Mm-hmm. And Max, who was already pursuing another dream of being a professional wrestler, and you know, even at the depths of my admittedly not great mental health at the time, when somebody that close to you, that means that much to you, starts making headway on two huge like life things, it's hard to say anything other than, oh yeah, I could dip my toes into one. So I tried making a YouTube video, and it was fun, and I'm honestly proud of it, despite the fact that I exported it wrong. I think it's genuinely funny. The audio balancing is, yeah, my wrestling debut didn't go well. I don't think I finished that match.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding. That fully never happened. But it's just something felt wrong about the editing process, and I realized my big problem was the disconnect. I need people to function. I thrive on social interaction, talking with people, bouncing off of them. That's where I'm at my best. And Max, again, was streaming actively and getting really good at it. And I had already appeared on Max's streams a couple times, so I said, you know, and even talking to Max a couple times, I was like, should I do that? Yeah, absolutely. Do it. Who cares? Do it. You're gonna be great. So I just did it. And I've literally loved every second. I feel like I've genuinely found my heart in streaming.
And honestly, here you are now. I'm so excited to see the growth and progress that you have made. And as always, I'm looking forward to what you can come up with in the future.
I'm really excited to keep making you guys proud.
Of course, you always do. I don't think I am disappointed. I think disappointed would be like the wrong word for it. I don't think I've ever saw something that someone's made and felt as though it was mid, quote unquote. I am always proud of everything that is put out. Yes, our first interaction ever was during, I believe, a Maxwell collab. We were playing SCP together.
Yeah.
And admittedly, there was so many people that we didn't have the chance to really interact, aside from the goofy moments that did happen. So I'm glad that we are here now, today. Constantly vault goers, consistently.
I had no idea how formative that freaking just... Hey, Ellie, you want to play with me and my streamer friends? Yeah. I didn't realize how critical that was gonna be. Most of my interacting was with Buffy, that collab.
Yes, you two ended up in the same room together for the most part, more than anybody else, I think.
Don't acknowledge that. Don't acknowledge that. That's an SCP. I gotta hit it for the people.
Yes. Oh no, you got a little bit cut out there, but we caught the last part of it.
I'm turning off noise so I don't fear God. Hello?
That was wonderful. For those that don't know, we are playing the online server version of SCP. It was wonderfully hectic. And I believe Ellie's first interaction, like true interaction for me, was Maxwell getting extremely pissed off that I started playing just the two of us over the radio. It was amazing.
Get those rainbows in my mind.
he was so bad.
No, it's copyrighted. I remember the screams.
Yes, I do want to do it again. I love the SCP game, as difficult as it may be. I would love to play with you all, honestly, as many times as possible. Even if it was privately, just for ourselves, stream or not, it would be wonderful to do something like that some more.
One side note that I will make quick. In our private games, prior to meeting everybody and starting streaming, fully intercom bits got, like, next to banned. We abused the intercom so horribly.
It is my favorite thing to camp in that room.
just on cooldown, just hit.
Yep.
The one time though it went really hard. I did Nine-Tailed Fox RP, and I was like, the SCPs that have breached containment are yada yada. Follow the breaching containment. D class, do not attempt to run. Report to the squad. You will be taken care of. Shit like that.
Yes.
Oh, I miss it.
It's got to be a mix of the two, though. You do that, and then you follow it up with...
And then immediately blare hey over the mic.
Welcome to 98.9 The Frog. Oh, shit!
Oh, Squid!
It's Squid! Hello. Squid, master
Squid.
of the Squid Easy. Welcome on in. You are now watching all of us. You are playing Deathloop. Good. Gonna get the advanced shout out, the advanced UAV going here.
UAV.
Yeah, so welcome on in to the Poison Points interview with Ellie. Actually, perfectly hit us on an in-between question.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't play the government rules, by the way. I hope I didn't make you sick of that song.
No, I just felt like that would actually be TOS.
You fully played it in the starting suit here, like one of the 5 poison points ago.
I may have evolved from that point, let's be honest. And Silver.
we all grow.
Thank you for the gifted sub to PK. Much appreciated. PK, you have been injected with poison. Don't worry. It will eventually work its way out of your system, if you want it to. And Squid, I hope that you're enjoying Deathloop. I have only ever seen a speedrun of that game, and the speedrun is awesome. So I hope that it's been a good experience so far. Anyways, back to the interrogation, as it were. So, you became a streamer because, well, the biggest push for you was Maxwell.
Yeah.
And here you are now. How did you come up with your name?
Well, Eliana is my name.
Mm-hmm.
NightRaine. Oh, this is cringe. We were playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and I wanted a cooler, more gender username, so I changed it to Night Raven, which was taken. So I added an A at the end. So Night Ravena or Night Ravena, which I fully made the name of my character. Yes, it was from the Red One Max. Rain, though, is actually a middle name that was pitched to me by one of my friends when deciding on my name, as in my name. Mm-hmm. It simultaneously means queen, and she is singing. So I was like, oh, fuck, yes, please.
And it writes itself from there.
Yeah, so Rain is, I use it as a last name for privacy reasons, but also I just like it more. But it is technically a chosen middle name. So I just changed Night Raven to Night Rain, and it just fits really well, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
the progression was a wiggly, basically.
Yeah.
You took each individual part of the name on their own and then mashed them together, and it fits you. Wonderful.
I also toyed the idea, since again some people call me Lily, and I want to throw a quick thank you to those of you that have been using it interchangeably. You guys are so sweet. Not that anybody's wrong for not doing it, but I just want to say I noticed, and it's Pog. Oh, stop pogging out loud, Ellie. But on the subject of Lily, I've also toyed with Lily Leviathan.
Okay.
But I just think NightRaine sticks better. It's got a to it.
Yes.
Chance told me to keep pogging out loud. Now I have to. I'm nothing if not obedient.
Yeah, I did give my best Pogger's face when you said that. That's it.
Yeah,
there you go. If anyone
Ben's
wants to have that.
Ben's creativity with the Lily Von blanks and the Eliana Von blanks never ceased to amaze me. Shadowstorm went so hard. I was like, holy shit, new Final Fantasy 14 character.
There you go. It makes me think of Rez the Hunter's nicknames that we've come up over the years, but Rez's are far more, well, I say years, it's been one, but Rez is far more goofy whenever we come up with one.
Yeah.
Lily the Leviathan, the something of envy. What could we replace the something with?
The icon of envy.
Icon of envy.
The harbinger of envy. The fish of envy.
If you are the of envy, then in a way we are one of the same.
I try to avoid envy, but I succumb to it just about as hard as any other, I think.
Of course.
I just try not to output that energy onto people, of course, because yeah.
Envy
It's been
is
so long.
envy is one of those sins that's always rough. I have accepted that I am an envious person as well. I always have weaved it into the little bit of lore that I have. But I think accepting the fact that envy is a core feeling is the first step to overcoming
Big agree.
your enemies and taking everything that they have. Anyways.
It's like I always say, you genuinely cannot help how you feel.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
which is a very surface level thing to say, but like deeply and genuinely, if you try to fight your internal feelings, you are fighting the fact that you are alive.
Exactly. There is a time and a place to express those feelings, of course, but it is never wrong to feel the way that you feel.
Yeah.
Now, your name. I literally just lost my train of thought because I was thinking of the envy part so much. we have the concept of your name and how you came up with it. How did you come up with the design? And for those that don't know, we had a previous model. If you wanted to talk about that a little bit, where did you come up with the design of that? And where did you come up with this design?
Okay, so the human form is actually roughly based on me. In my real life human form, just one selfie of mine in particular, which I don't know if I honestly have anymore, but just basically, before streaming was even a thought, I was just like, what if I just made a model to turn on a camera with my friends? And I just made it gender as hell. And you know, I didn't intend to use it for anything, but of course, you know, and I started using it for streaming because it started out PNG, of course, because, you know, that had to fit the themes of the company. And I was in a Discord call with a bunch of my friends, among them Mateo, who I have mentioned, who I credit in my about. Mateo is very important to me as a person. And Bruno, if you're watching this, always my son forever. And not literally, but, you know.
Adopted.
In jokes. Yep. I just don't want anybody to feel left out. It's very important to me they don't. But Mateo, I was just using my silly little model in the call, and Mateo was enraptured with the face I was making and the aesthetic. And just straight drew it, just on a whim. And that is the image I use. I think it's currently, yeah, no, it is my profile picture on Twitch right now. That is Mateo's work. That is Iri. I don't know how to say. It's funny because if you ask him, he'll even be like, I don't know how to say it either. But that is fully just from the ground up him. And that is the human part of my identity online. This model was just me, just fully there is an image I used for inspiration, which I could fish up. That was not intentional.
Ooh, you're this close to getting kicked out of the call.
That was not intentional. That made I got like violently angry for a second.
Yes, if you want to pull that up for me, I would be completely up to sharing it.
So yeah, I'll look for it as I talk, but it is loosely based on this art. I'm hesitant to because I don't remember the artist, and therefore I can't properly credit. But I stared at it while making it, sort of as inspiration more than anything. But this is fully me from the ground up, with, of course, advice from, like, Pinch, Buffy, on how to work Vroid Studio, as abominable as that program can be at times. And oh, I found it. I found a lot better than I thought. Again, this is not a direct attempt to recreate, but rather what inspired me and kind of the shape language.
Let's get this pulled up here. Oh, it's huge.
Huge, bitch. Whoa!
The entire screen and some. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you could see I had it as my profile picture a little bit. So you could kind of see some of the similarities. But I just kind of stared at this as I made the model, and with advice from Pinch and Buffy in particular, and Buffy specifically on like the texture work for the scales, which you can't see with the wetsuit on. And just kind of freehanding the wetsuit, just putting designs on it that tickled my brain. And that's how this all came together. Just a whole lot of seeing what I could do, playing with it.
Yeah, that's super cool. I was somewhat of a witness to the creation of your model. It was in and out, of course, because wasn't always there while you were there. But I am happy to see that it is at a point that you enjoy. And I don't say this to sound like, oh my goodness, it's not perfect yet. But perfection includes the increasing of quality always. I can't wait to see what you go with your model.
I've got some good things in the work that I'm waiting on. And you guys are going to love it. But
yes.
They're gonna pop in as they come, and I'm not going to rush them.
Yes, definitely not. Have a good night, Soul. Thank you.
Good night, Bean.
Also, Bandit has given you a great nickname, Creature from the Cute Lagoon.
Oh, I love that! How did I miss that?
La Criatura.
Yes.
Well, okay. Perfection is real, but our perception of it is incorrect. Well, the common social perception of it. I believe that perfection is the imperfections in life. But finding perfection in the imperfections is Chance, I agree, first of all. Secondly, that it's a really good way to live life, finding perfection in the imperfections. But I have personally always held the belief that perfection is not an attainable thing necessarily, but rather something to aim for. Mm-hmm.
Because if you aim for the stars and you live your life convinced you're going to get there, you're going to get pretty damn high in the sky trying.
if you, like you said, aim as high as possible, then the humanity is cool, and that they can do one thing, achieve whatever they want. It is difficult.
Yeah, it is.
For certain things, of course. I'm not going to say it's easy overall, but it is definitely possible to do whatever you put your mind to. It's just a matter of being in that headspace. BK saying perfection is real because chocolate chip pancakes exist.
I also agree with BK.
All right, I will retract my previous statement. Perfection and imperfection and chance and chocolate chip pancakes.
Yeah.
And okay, we'll get back to you on the blueberry muffins.
Yeah, you're pushing it, buddy.
You're pushing it, bub.
I also like blueberry a lot. Blueberry muffins.
I tend to not like foods that have whole foods inside of them, and blueberry muffins fall under that blanket for me.
That's a very specific thing, and I can appreciate that.
Well, if you have the yogurt with the whole fruit in it, I cannot handle it.
I hate
at
it.
all. Yeah, texture-wise, it's gross. It's blech. But
or like mashed potatoes that don't get all the way mashed, and they have those solid lumps of skin.
Yep. If it's one texture all the way through, then yes, by all means, I will eat it. Give me your blueberry muffins, then I will fuck them up. Chance relating on the mashed potatoes and the whole chunks inside of them.
Yep. Yeah, it's the worst. I'll kill somebody.
Okay, so this design based off of, well, heavily inspired by the image that you showed. I have to ask, if there was one thing that you could change about your concept or design, what would it be if you did have one?
Give me one moment to think about that.
Of course.
I suppose maybe I would have just tried to lean slightly into the monstrous part of it in terms of the basics of the model. Like, again, I have things in the works, things that I'm trying to get together, that fulfill that niche. But I'm talking, like, slightly more than blue human with fish features.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe one step closer to, like, Undyne from Undertale.
Yes, I think about that quite often.
What, me and Undyne?
Yes, I could see the both of you together hanging out, basically.
Yeah, I would like that a lot.
Okay. Would you consider something along the lines of, like, extremely monstrous, like dropping a humanoid form altogether and having a creature from the deep as a model?
Well, hold on.
Oh.
There's something. There's some secrets that everybody's got. That I'm planning to start trying to put slightly more into motion. But I will say so. My memories go as far back as the Devonian era of history, but that's only as far back as my memories go.
Okay.
Just to put that on the table and gently push it forward enticingly. Scooch.
Don't fret not. I will be asking these questions.
Oh, I'm sure. That's why I'm trying not to touch too hard on it.
All right. Okay. So, are there any... I know that you've basically just made this model. Like, it's been debuted this month. But...
I'm so sorry. So Young doesn't even know the heat of the Big Bang. It goes freaking hard as a line.
Oh,
please.
So Young. Yeah, it's only been a month since, actually,
oh my
not
god,
even.
it's only been a month.
It's actually not
fuck?
even been a month. It's been like 3 weeks, right?
Oh my god, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, like 4, 3 or 4.
I think it's been closer to 3 because at the beginning of the month we talked about wanting to debut so that you could be on the show. And sorry to out you.
God, it's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah, sorry to out you, but I did push you to debut by enticing you with being on the show.
I debuted on Twitter. Good God.
It does feel longer than that, for sure. It has been a long month, although I feel like we do say that every single month.
Oh my God, I've only been streaming in February.
And here you are.
Oh my goodness. And I was creeping up on 100 followers. What the fuck happened?
The revenge is never enough, or there is never enough. Daka says, I will restart the war on drugs and fight on the side of drugs. Thank you, Daka. And thank you for the hydrate, posture check, stretch, and head pats wisp. The full care package.
Oh, my back clicked in a way I was not ready for. Excuse me.
I need to make a redeem that is called care package, and it includes all of those things. I stand with the weed factions.
Me too, Chance.
Okay. Anyways, 3 weeks. Sorry for the big shocker.
Oh no, it's all good. It's sorry I made a big deal out of my reaction.
Are there any scrapped concepts that you can share as far as your design process?
Oh yes, absolutely. So originally, sorry again for the immersion breaks, but originally my concept was going to be totally different. I originally was talking with Max. I was like, what should I don't want to be just like generic white woman member of a company. I like for streaming. Like, do you have any ideas for like a gimmick I could rock, like a branding I could go with? And Max came up with a sweet idea, and he even drew up like concept arts for it. And we were getting into it, but like I was sitting with Pinch one day and I was like, we're developing this idea and something just feels wrong. And of course, we got on the subject of like, you need to do what's going to make you happiest because that's going to make you produce the best content. And immediately my mind flashed to my hyperfixation on the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And I started in a fever, just crafting this. Just like I was like, Max, keep coming up with concepts, but I want you to know I'm also making this on the side. Spoiler alert! It beat it the fuck out a little bit.
Wait, what do you mean?
This concept beat this other, which I realized I didn't even mention.
Yes.
So I was kind of thinking, I'm so sorry, I got ahead of myself. Originally I was kind of like the idea of like, because sometimes biblical theming fucks. So I was going to be an angel, but I was like, there's a lot of angels. There is a lot of angels, and I can't just be another angel. I don't want to step into an oversaturated market. Like, I know it shouldn't matter, but like, so Max was like, well, what if you were like a fireworks angel? And of course I responded to that with, huh?
Fireworks angel.
Yeah, like almost be a biblically accurate angel with 100 eyes.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
But Max wanted to like, Max could say it better than I could, but they had Guilty Gear theming on the brain. And just kind of incorporated that, just like a busy design, and I was all for it, and I thought it was cool, and I was ready to rock it, but something just didn't feel right. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
so
that's right.
You're an angel over fireworks? Your powers are fireworks?
So the whole idea was that I would have been an angel. Just for anybody that couldn't see the chat, Max said I was in the process of randomly drawing my tuber with firework powers, and then gifted you the concept: an angel using fireworks to try to return to the heavens. So we played into my slightly airheaded nature as a person, and like I wanted to visit the world. I wanted to visit Earth, and just fully forgot that when you do that, you can't go back.
Ah, okay. I like this idea.
Yeah, a whole angel with M80s in their ass. Now, Mitsuda, for what it's worth, we had no plans for me to explode people yet.
Yes. Huge emphasis.
I found myself a little bit before we reached that point.
It's crazy to think that if you had gone with that concept, your answer at the beginning to Mitsuda's question would have been completely different.
Yeah. How easily could I get away with murder? Not at all. They would know. Everybody within a 30-mile radius would know what I had done.
The method of which would be explosion by fireworks, chest combustion through fireworks.
All right, what's the MO exploded by fireworks? Damn it! That's the 38th one this week.
It throws glasses on ground. We can't catch her. It's impossible.
And I'm like standing in the room like it's a mystery, and then exploded with fire.
Honestly, this, like, I like the idea that you've gone with now. I love it. It's better for you. But the idea of a firework angel is, I don't know. There's an untapped market there, I think.
Super unique, super interesting, and I would have leaned into it by being very loud all the time. Which probably would have exhausted me, but you know,
yeah.
That concept is still there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes, but
any aspiring VTubers, not you.
Make sure that you credit Ellie.
No, make sure you credit Max. Hello?
Yes, Max. No. We don't gotta credit Max. It's fine. Go
rebrand to explosion points now.
And it was all Ellie's idea. Thank you, Ellie, for gifting that upon me, bestowing me with the gift.
Goodness.
And to round off the icebreaker questions, are there any future plans that you are able to share with us that you are excited about?
So, yes, absolutely. What I want to do next is I am planning on recruiting Too Much Sasha to help me create. It might just be audio. I might make VRM slideshowy type images for it.
Okay.
But a sort of analog horror, trying to gain insight into what I am that I might not even have. In terms of my memories.
Okay.
It feels very weird speaking about it like this.
No worries. If it's something that's in the early stages of the development, then honestly, what we've gotten so far is intriguing.
It just a very much just still being a dork about it, but very much in introducing a level of oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think people will enjoy it a lot.
I'm looking forward to it. Always at the edge of my seat.
That's how I like to keep you.
I would like to take a moment to point to Bandit's dad pun and just let everybody know a new fact that I just learned today. So I learned that dad jokes are important to society. Would you like to guess the reason why?
To show people what humor really is.
Well, that's part of it. The main reason is to teach your children that it is okay to be embarrassed, and that being embarrassed is not something to be guilty of.
Oh, yeah.
So when I heard that today, I have a slight bit more respect for dad jokes. They still frustrate me, but I can see the merit in dad jokes.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always a fan of making bad jokes that make all my friends get out pitchforks and torches and
Violently
various
cringe.
torture implements. Yeah. I tout myself as having killed the part of me that cringes. Like I think it's good to enjoy things.
You're pushing your luck, Mitsura.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
I'll take a good laugh at that one. Here, you know what? Just for that, I will I will impart a dad joke of my own. To be fair, I did hear this one today. What is the difference between a casually dressed man on a tricycle and a professionally dressed man on a bike?
How big the gun I mug them with is.
No, a tire. The violent reaction. I think I killed Ellie. Ellie's not gonna make it. We're gonna need to call 911. All right. Okay, we'll do one more too before we move on. What do you call an old snowman, Kaisa?
An old snowman?
An old snowman.
A puddle.
A puddle. I felt my appendix explode.
Wonder.
No.
Alright, here's an old favorite of mine.
All right, hit me.
What's the similarity between a bicycle and a duck?
I don't know. What is the difference?
They both have handlebars, except for the duck.
That is one of my favorite anti-jokes ever. All right. We'll move on from the dad jokes. We gotta hurry. We gotta segue this, or it will become the rest of the stream.
Oh boy!
You mentioned this earlier, and I am admittedly not very knowledgeable on the time period that you come from, or at least your knowledge of the time period that you have. What is the Devonian period?
So, and forgive me if my research on this is lacking, because sometimes I'm not the best at sitting and digesting information. But the Devonian is touted as a period of leaps and bounds in evolution. In particular, it's a very like many oceans in Earth's history, it is a very unforgiving and cruel ocean. But it is also when creatures really began to foray onto land, because in prior eras, occasionally arthropods would step onto land, but there was nothing up there. Even plants at the time were incredibly bare bones. The atmosphere was not really sustainable for extended periods of times. And arthropods had very rudimentary lungs. Like sea scorpions would come onto land and they would passively absorb oxygen. The Devonian saw the emergence of one creature in particular who is very important to my channel, Hynerpeton basseti, commonly just referred to by the genus Hynerpeton, which basseti is the only member of this genus. And again, forgive me if I get my facts slightly wrong. This is to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my research. But Hynerpeton is credited with, the sun is a deadly laser. It is that creature. It is the creature that is touted with being the fish that grew legs the first amphibian.
Okay.
Also, the blueprints of all humanoids, with the exception of those that can trace their lineage to arthropods. But it is the blueprint for legs, for certain social aspects, and for, most importantly, lungs. The active inhaling, exhaling lungs that 90% of us make use of.
As I live and breathe.
It quite literally can be traced back to High Nerpiton.
Okay, all right.
That's what I think of first when I think of the Devonian. Just a period of leaps and bounds in the complexity of evolution.
Mm-hmm. And how many years ago did you say this was?
This is, if I remember right, between like 355 million to 370 million years ago.
Okay. So, you've been around for quite some time.
About 364 million years, by my count. Give or take a few days.
A few days. So you feel that accurate that you could say it's within a few day period.
I said that for the gag.
All right.
Some of those days blend together because back then it was strictly a question of survival. There were no calendars. You slept when it was safe, you know. That you didn't, especially down in the abyss where I would spend a lot of my time. There was no day night to really go by. You slept when you were tired and you could pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Chance.
So
you forgot to mention the fucking part.
The fucking part. Yeah. I was saving that for when we got into the topic of Devon specifically.
Don't worry, we'll get there for sure.
Yeah.
So living hundreds of millions of years, not really truly like the days don't matter. The cycle of the stars and the sun and the moon, they didn't matter because you're just trying to live.
Yeah, because admittedly I am quite powerful now, but as anybody was, I was young. I was small, scared, in an unforgiving ocean. So yeah, long ass time is the best that I can chalk up my lifespan.
Fair enough.
I've got it down to the. I actually introduced myself in one server, and I gave a number, and that number is 364,112,923 years, with 23 of those years being on land.
Okay, and that
so often when.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. So often when I'm asked my age, how old I am, I just give, especially when I'm in human form, because, you know, I just give that 23.
Mm-hmm. Simple and easy to remember, and it avoids hassles when it comes to the question of you're just no way. It's impossible.
Yeah. Like, what? 300 million years? Little bitch.
And obviously you got to witness the evolution of humanity. Pardon me, the word for it is hard for me to pronounce. High-Nerpitons? High-Nerpitons.
Or as Buffy would say, High-Nerpiton.
Oh, goddamn, I hear it in Buffy's voice. So you got to witness the evolution of what is the modern day human.
More or less, yes. Again, the years kind of blend together. But I had dreams a long time. Like it's lonely down there when you're the only like arguably sentient life. Like I could get creatures around me. I could feel their thoughts and feelings, but they were no more than base impulses: fear, hunger, at times rage. So I would often dream of seeing people like me, and then after a while, sometime after I met Devon, those dreams started getting vivid and very clear and very specific. and I realized I was viewing now the emergence of a new species that I could actually communicate with actively. So I prepared the oceans a little bit, and I waited. I spent a lot of time waiting. And I first noticed humans on their ships. So I didn't get to see them emerge, which I regret. I really wish I could have seen that. But I did get to see them crash their ships into rocks at the sight of me.
So almost like a mermaid.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might be responsible for some of those.
The quote unquote myth.
I think that might have been me.
Holy shit, Lois! It's Eliana NightRaine. Rams into a rock.
I actually, this is a little embarrassing to admit, but seeing them in bits and pieces and only getting an idea over time of what humanity was is why I wear a wetsuit on land. I fully thought that it was necessary to cross the border between land and sea, which I guess isn't wrong, but
technically
it's not exact. Yeah,
but in reverse.
I do make use of it though. It is below the neck, completely sealed. I do try to keep it some level of liquid in there to keep me hydrated at the skin level.
Mm-hmm. Of course. How would you say humanity has evolved? Good? Bad?
I think it's fascinating that a creature so physically frail could be capable of such wonders.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like it just out of raw intelligence, absolutely dominating the planet for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way they evolved is immaculate. I think what they're doing with it could be better. But I might be biased on that front.
Well, I can't help but agree with you.
Yeah.
I've been around the block myself, so I see that we share somewhat of a similar opinion.
Yeah.
And I had this question because you prepared the sea for them.
Right. So I was really eager to be visited by humans, and this was a time that I didn't realize necessarily that they were air breathing. Because again, they kind of looked like me a little bit, so I figured maybe they could swim and breathe underwater like as well as I could. I found out probably the second time I saw a human that wasn't the case. May or may not have been some drownings. I plead the fifth.
The second time, so you didn't learn the first time.
No.
You thought it was a fluke, basically.
Yeah, I was like, why you holding your breath, cuz? Sorry, what was the question again? Nyan, a low temper.
Hello, Nyan. We'll glance over that question for now, if that's something you don't want to answer.
No, well, genuinely, what was the question again? I'm not embarrassed, I'm just an idiot.
I was just curious, because you prepared the sea for them.
Yes, okay. So I found they were not water-breathing creatures. So I tried to make the ocean more appealing for their arrival. They're like creatures that were very poisonous in nature. I kind of, pushed the ones that were more colorful to mate more. So that way all the poisonous creatures would be really obvious, and like no humans would come down and eat, and nobody would eat that octopus because they could see the colors and know that it would kill them. And or like I would just generally I tried to bring the size down of the violent creatures a lot. One in particular that gave me trouble was Megalodon, because they were all over the place in their era. And admittedly, I'm not proud of what happened with them. I was thinking about what to do about them, like how to encourage, because smaller sharks were emerging, but not at a rate I was willing to accept. And they were still these violent apex predators. So what do I do about this, right? I'm sitting there thinking about it, and then I realize that Devin has swam away from me a little bit. And as I go to call him back, I see one out of the murky depths. I don't know how I didn't see it before. Kind of snagged him by the tail and started to swim away with him. I blacked out. I don't know how long I was out. But I came back to just an ocean of red.
Ooh.
And Devin was just like, you know that one gif of like that businessman in a car and he's driving like normal, and then all of a sudden his face is just like,
yes,
just a frown all the way at the bottom of his chin. Yeah, the Heinerpeton equivalent of that. So I can only assume he wasn't afraid, because I think he understands that he has no reason to fear me specifically. But it didn't take me long to piece together what had happened, and I feel awful about it to this day.
So
I don't know what happened.
Was it all of them?
Yeah. As far as I could tell, that one messing up and snagging Devin fully led to the extinction of a species of shark over a certain size. Let
it be known, never snatch Devin.
Do not snatch Devin. Do not. I have no idea what happened.
Well, is this the domestic terrorism that we were talking about?
Might be. Might be. It might be something else that Homeland. Okay, you're allowed, because I know you're not gonna hurt him. You don't set off that part of my brain.
I like how that's phrased. I grabbed Devin by the tail.
Yeah, he got a good whiff of it while we were playing Monster Prom, and he didn't do anything. So I think his self-control's really come up in the several million years.
Okay. And
like, if he deserves it, he deserves it. That's all I'm saying. Like, he knows better. If he wants to be a little shit, at a certain point, it's on him.
So you prepared the sea for them. Humanity didn't really work out.
Yeah, and I sat at the bottom of the ocean being like, where are they? And then, I saw ships, and I was like, what are those? And, again, second time's the charm, but I was like, oh my god, I did most of this for nothing.
You literally were the, what are those? As you looked up.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I was like, that's a weird looking whale.
Intriguing. And when you noticed this, did you ever attempt to make contact on their turf?
I did once. If I remember correctly, just based on what I've learned about human history, it was somewhere in the Dark Ages. I am so terrible with the years. I apologize. Human history is so short.
Yes.
But I came onto land, and I didn't think to disguise myself. This is what the impetus of my human form. I I came on the land. I was like, "Hey, everybody!" Except I didn't know English, so it was some noise. I can't even remember. And and they just drew weapons on me, and I was like, "Hey, yo!" And there was one guy. He gave me a weird look. I didn't like it. I didn't know what it meant, but I didn't like it. So I kind of went back to the ocean for a few hundred years, back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
Eager to not replicate that. And the next time I came on the land, I tried better to blend in.
Yes, and was this the result, or is it your other form that's the result of those that prep?
As far as I could remember, I've always kind of looked like this. My human form is this is when I retreated into the ocean, and I actually brainstormed with Devin a little bit about like what little details. And he was, I love you, buddy. Worthless. He asked. He was like, "How big do you think we should make their tail?" And I'm like, "I think you're missing."
Okay.
But I think we came to something that I think accurately represents me as well as it can.
Of course, yes. It is very you. And I suppose, well, actually, that begs the question. Now, it's been a couple hundred years since that happened. You were afraid. How did you deal with a new age of monster fuckers?
Oh, it's actually really funny. Max was the first person to learn of my true nature, and he was like, "I just don't know why you didn't like tell me right away. It wouldn't have been a problem." And I was like, I didn't want you or anyone to be afraid of me. I didn't want to be like drawn and quartered. And his response, to my best recollection, was, "Ellie, you've been chronically online for about a decade. You've seen the internet. You really think people are gonna have a problem with this?" And quite frankly, ever since I've gone public with it, I see what he meant.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the Harkness test exists. We are in the age of VTubing. Everybody wants to fuck something. So.
Oh yeah.
I feel for you. You were a couple hundred years too late to that realization. But hey, at least you can tout yourself around to, well, as both forms comfortably and not have to live in fear anymore.
I generally try to, when I'm in public, remain in human form, because it really is an entirely different kind of problem at this point.
Yes.
Like no threat of being drawn and quartered. However,
now there is a threat of being drawn and quartered. Yeah. I see you, Squid. We're judging.
Squid. I'm not judging.
Lovingly. In brackets and quotes.
Saying, you can't be a monster without also being a monster fucker. Like, hello.
It's true. It's true. Listen, I'm a frog girl. That does put me under the monster category. So do with that what you will. Foolish names. Anyways.
I love squids. I know what I am.
It has the same energy as the English dub for Kobeni going, "I know what you are."
Know what you are. It's okay. Chance everybody loves a baddie.
Okay. You mentioned meeting Max. He was very quick to accept you for how you were, or as you are, I should say. How long was it before he came to that realization?
Oh, I have known Max for 5 going on 6 years now, I believe. I believe around 18 years on land is when we really started talking. I think I'd maybe talked to him once or twice before that in the prior year, but not much. We've been, and I'm confident calling him my best friend. At least among them. If not, he's been there. Yeah, no, that's Star, motherfucker. we ain't known each other 12 years.
I remember it like it was yesterday, 12 years ago.
No, it's okay. But yeah. You know, we've grown very close to each other over that time. I think few people know me better than Max does.
And that's the long and short of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he didn't always know.
No, this was a semi-recent realization. It was part of me. USA national anthem starts playing. It was part of what led to my Twitter debut. Was him being like, I really think that you should just be yourself and have a good night, Silver.
Yes.
Have a good night, Silver.
And just be yourself streaming, because I think that keeping up this facade is not going to do you any good.
And thus, an internet celebrity was born.
And thus, I did an apology video on Twitter.
Yes. Twit longer and everything.
There was no twit long.
Oh.
Max fully, actually no, I remember now. Max fully drew me in an art meme, and everyone's like, "Where's Ellie? Is she off screen as the water girl?" And I'm like, "Ha fuck." This fish is a fucking lie. How did I lie? In what blood-sucking universe?
It's your apology video. You lied about something.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Something lied, something canceled, something. You're a VTuber now. You made it. You've debuted.
Yay! I do want to try to plan a little event type stream where hopefully with some friends, but I want to. There's a documentary that actually highlights Devon life, and I'd really like to share it with you guys.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Now, speaking of Devon, I've saved the Devon questions for last because everybody loves this little fella.
Sometimes it feels more like his channel.
Can I take it that he was named after the Devonian period?
So here's the wacky part of that, right?
Okay.
So Devon's name, again, immersion break. Ooh. Devon's brain. Devon's name came from my uber autism. I would think about this documentary that highlighted the Hynarpton among a bunch of other creatures. Yeah, barely, by the way, PK is the answer. I would think about him and for some reason just had the bottom text of Devon. But for some reason I had it in my mind that Hynarpton was a creature from the Silurian because I was confusing the Devonian for the Ordovician. So I was getting frustrated because I thought Devon was making me call the Silurian the Devonian period because of how similar the name was. But then I redid my research, and Hynarpton is emerged in the Devonian period. I stood up alone in my room and said out loud, "Devon is not a deceiver! He's an oracle of truth!" The original image of Devon that appeared on my first stream came about because I was describing this to a friend, the bottom text Devon, and I needed somebody to understand, so I created it in my paint program of choice. And then on my first stream, I was like, "There's a lot of dead space on this overlay. It's killing me. What am I gonna put? I'm gonna put Devin. I'm gonna put Devin." And everybody latched onto the little freak.
And thus, Devin was born. Baby
Devin
born.
was born. Baby born. My sweet baby boy.
Yeah, you could put that quote on a t-shirt, by the way.
But Devin is not a deceiver.
Yeah, Devin is not a deceiver.
He's an oracle of truth.
He's an oracle of truth. I would buy that shirt.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness.
So Devin's been around, well, for a long time. How did you meet Devin?
So I was swimming around in what I would call my adolescence. I had not yet grown all that powerful, but I had just reached a point where I could start hunting for creatures instead of just scavenging off of just creatures that had died otherwise and didn't get fully eaten. And I smelled blood in the water, which, you know, I had neuron activation, and I swam towards it as fast as I could, only to come across this Hynurpatin that had been mangled by a creature that I would later discover, and again, in the same documentary, discover its name is Hyneria, is the name scientists have given to it. It's basically a big fuck-off fish. Just a predatory fish, insatiably hungry. And it just didn't finish off Devin. And originally I was just inspecting the creature. He was wounded, bleeding out, and drowning. And I was debating in my head what to do with him. But I noticed, like, that same sense for the way creatures felt around me. I didn't feel fear or anything primal like that from Devin. I felt sadness. I felt like his soul was weeping, like he just had a longing for something more out of life that he was being deprived of. And I felt for him, and I held him close, and I wished for my whole heart for him to get his wish. I shared his wish. And I closed my eyes and just pressed him to my forehead, looking to just give him comfort in his final moments. But then I felt him suddenly shoot from my arms and swim to the surface, just full of life. And as I opened my eyes, I noticed these triangles, these little tattoos next to my eyes. I noticed they were emitting a sort of like glow. And as he returned to me, I saw his name in my mind. And I felt that we had been tied together. And this was the first time I had ever used magic, albeit accidentally. And that is how I met Devin.
So, he is your familiar, in a simple term.
Yeah, it's somewhere between a pet and a friend. A familiar is a very good term for it.
Mm-hmm. That is very adorable and sweet.
Yeah. It's also how he, as a essentially prehistoric salamander, has lived this long. Baby lived. As far as I can tell, his life is bound to mine, and terrifyingly, I seem to be some kind of immortal.
So Devin gets to live forever as part of this pact with you.
As long as I do, at least, is from what I can tell.
Fair. This is fair. For no reason at all. Nothing bad will happen to this specimen, our beloved Devin. But what would happen if he were to die?
Rip Devin, I guess. I don't know. I've actually not really thought about it. I've got no inkling into what could really happen, but I can only imagine that it would be like part of my soul dying. Devin, I guess.
I'm sorry. It's the contrast of you genociding megalodons because he got injured, and then rip Devin.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Wow. Skill issue.
Get Devin.
No,
Jeez.
Yeah, no, obviously, like, whoever would so deign to take him from me in such a way would know excruciating pain like no other. But in terms of, like, just the act of him dying, I don't know what happened, but I can only imagine it would be as devastating as having part of my soul removed. Because you attach something to your life force, it doesn't get disconnected so easily.
Mhm.
It is entirely possible I may keel over as well. I don't know. I've no interest in exploring this idea. I have no intention of ever letting him, die without me.
Yes, we must keep Devin alive at all costs.
Yes.
Thank you for the follow, by the way, Asteroid Bar. I appreciate it. Now,
He lived.
this is the question.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we've all been dying to know.
Okay.
Does Devin fuck?
Oh my god. Oh, that is like his MO of life. It is. I had to get him, like, as soon as I came onto land, I realized this little freak needs to be neutered. I swear, the entire 300 million years leading up to the modern era was a nightmare keeping him wrangled. Like, literally, and this is highlighted in the documentary. I still don't know how they captured footage of him. Like, I don't know if they have some kind of time-traveling wizard. But all Devin does over the course of his life, he shows up, he eats a scorpion, he does some push-ups, he fucks, and then he gets got. That's it.
He gets got?
He gets got by Hyneria. He like, while fucking, I'll add. That's right. If you're listening, you got caught lacking, and you're malding about it, Devin. To this day, he still talks about it. Just the entire time, he was like, I was in the middle of something, and I'm like, that is why you check your 6. You knew what was in that ocean. Your dumb little horny ass.
Of course.
As I understand it, he did successfully breed prior to almost meeting his end. And it very well might be the reason that some of us exist today. Well, some of you, rather.
So, if we see him on, like, Tinder, Bumble, whatever dating apps.
Tell me so I can beat his ass.
I was gonna ask, should we swipe left or should we swipe right?
He does not pass the Harkness test. He does not. Like, he's so, like, I can understand him. He cannot communicate with me. He could barely use a computer at this point. As you saw during his Ask Me Anything he did on April Fool's Day, he can type. He's learning, but he can hardly speak. Like, I understand him because of my innate abilities as whatever I am. But, like, you're telling me you're going to try to flirt with what essentially amounts to a smart dog.
I just picture him going on one of those dating apps, and the profile picture is his face normally, but it is photoshopped onto a buff person's body.
Oh, he's tried. He tried to put his face on Jensen Ackles' body, and I had to break it. I was like, buddy, you do realize that your head is like an entirely different. Let's just talk from a skin tone standpoint. We got blacks and yellows up here, and then just Jensen Ackles, and he just looked at me with the dopiest smile, and I was like, okay, all right. We'll see if you get any pulls, buddy.
Here's an image for reference.
There he is. Where did I go?
You vanished for a split second there. Fell out of your seat. Sorry, it's a little slick.
Oh yeah. There he is. There's the boy. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. Welcome.
Give the boy pats.
Yeah, give him scritchies. He likes it right there.
Yes.
That is, for reference, Max's art of Devin.
Yes, this is made by the fantastic, wonderful Maxwell Keith, who I did not stream snipe the other day.
Yeah, just sum it up. If you try to fuck that, it's on you. Fully.
Listen, for some people, it doesn't matter what type of monster you are. It doesn't matter how you look. What matters is you're a monster.
Like, don't let him hear that. I don't need this to be his new brain rot of the week.
Yeah, we'll put him away for now.
I can hear it now. Iris told me I could fuck. No.
Okay, he would be more like a scaly, technically, if he's amphibious. So
Yes, absolutely.
thank you for the head pats, Chance.
Thank you for the head pass, James.
Well, I have asked my slew of questions. Oh, it's...
Point squid! Holy shit!
Oh my god. Listen, Devin's got a lot going for him.
like Devin qualifies as sentience. I just don't think you can hold a conversation. Is where it is. Like for those of you that want it that badly, I'll work on it.
Angie Irisu, let me go to the red light district, why don't you? Listen. We save those for special beans. Yes. Anyways, I've answered. You've answered my interrogation questions. But I would like to open it up to chat as we segue into a short little break. If anybody has any questions for Ellie, feel free to ask. I am very, very much sure that Ellie is excited to have a... Well, we could start off with that question. Devin, smash or pass when?
Oh my god. Spoiler alert, all of his answers are gonna be...
Oof. I take that means smash.
Probably. He got noise suppressed, but oh my goodness.
Goodness gracious me.
3 people rated at once?
Oh my I'm
goodness.
Under attack. We're under attack.
Oh
no.
My goodness. We are under fucking attack.
Hold on. Hello, Oro, Raku, and Kizanari. Thank you 3 for the raid. I appreciate it. My goodness. I take it you 3 were collabing. I actually did just use my shoutout command, so I will get you 3 shouted out here in just a moment. All playing Risk of Rain. I see. We are.
I wanted to know. I very much read that in your voice. Welcome in, Raiders.
Yes. Get you all these shoutouts here. I have played Risk of Rain once, and that was actually with Ellie here, Soul, and I always forget the third person. It was Chance. It was Chance, yes.
It was Chance.
Yeah, it's okay. He won't be offended. Right, everyone coming on in, those who have been here, make sure that you follow these lovely individuals back. We are actually interviewing Ellie, who is sitting across from me right now.
It got noise suppressed. I said hello with like a very squee voice.
It got slightly picked up, but yes, this is Ellie.
Hello.
Hello, it's me, I'm Mario. We are actually... Ellie, you could just not take a break? Because we got all these new individuals here, and we are about to open up.
I'm feeling good. I'm ready.
Yeah, we're about to open up questions to chat, actually. And this is probably a good time, good as time as any, to ask these questions.
I want to answer one that Chance put because it got buried by a lot of activity.
Yes.
Yeah. What do those gills do? Breathe fucking water.
So
believe it or not,
you can breathe normally and with your gills.
Hey, That's quite a quadist of you.
I'm sorry.
To call breathing air normal.
To me, it's normal.
I know. Yeah. So no. I'm capable of both, which I suppose technically makes me an amphibian. However, fuck you. I am a fish.
Yes, a fish.
That fuck you was meant in jest. I love my amphibians. I'm sitting across the table from one, and one lives in my house. Of course I do.
Yeah, no worries. I take no offense. Just, be wary about where you lay down tonight.
Oh. I have a very mixed feelings about that. Yeah, on the low tep, I'm gonna launch you out of a trebuchet.
We've been on the dad jokes tonight. It's been wild, the wild one, in fact.
I appreciate the jokes, to be clear.
Yes. Enough of this breathing propaganda.
Normalize
constantly suffocating.
That's what I do socially.
Yeah. It's okay to
back.
all the time. You know, it's fine.
Yeah. I hope your environment is less noisy, and I hope I didn't contribute to that too badly.
Not everyone has that privilege. So it's a privilege to constantly suffocate, is what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Are we getting the Milo?
I just want to make sure.
Milo cameo?
Milo cameo? What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you were talking about your cat for a moment.
Was I?
I heard something about along the lines of cat, and I was like, oh, Milo. Is Milo here?
Oh, Milo actually is here. He's violently in my lap.
Perfect.
He insists.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
He's a very sweet cat. He's the type. First off, he would be so good with kids. I've never met a cat so loving. But also, he will force himself into my presence if he thinks I'm anxious or sad. It is hilarious. He's a blah blah. He's a boy.
Milo sounds perfect. I can't.
My blah blah boy.
I can't actually roll my R's, by the way.
I can regally roll my R's.
I am jealous. There's my envy coming on in. I can't. I've tried. I've practiced. It sounds awful when I give it a shot.
Roll my L's. That's insane.
Ooh.
Skill issue.
My goodness. There you go. I was gonna say, if you ever wanted to be a cat VTuber for any reason, or you put on the cat ears for a day, you could easily nya your way through the day.
I could literally do that right now. I could switch to the cat ears right now. Don't test me.
Wait, do you have cat ears on your model?
I have on my human model.
Okay, we won't force you to swap over now.
No.
That was one frame transformation. How did you master that?
Absolutely. It's easier when I'm anxious. Weirdly. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. There we go.
Millions of years of practice.
Let me look right in the camera and hit him with a yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
It was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop.
Or I guess the math adds up to hundreds of years since this form came after medieval times. This is true.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna swap back and I'm gonna give it a little more presentation. Wait.
Give it the old Megamind approach. Oh, that was good. That was ASMR senses to the ears. I can't handle this amount of nya, the power.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at making horrible noises. It's one of my redeems.
It was not a horrible noise. That was a beautiful noise.
Yeah.
Okay, well. Anyways. On to the question.
Sorry.
Does anybody else have any questions for Ellie? This is the time to ask. I actually forgot that I was going to check Twitter. Just in case.
Me, in the last 5 minutes of my lunch break at work. Any questions you got? I want to hear them. I don't care. What's my opinion on sushi? Well, I've subsisted off of mostly raw fish for the majority of my 364 million year lifespan. So I guess pretty good. But in terms of like sushi at a place, I've had it, I've liked it, but I get weird texture things sometimes.
Yes.
Devin is from the Devonian period because he is tied to my life force.
Yes. Devin is eternal as long as Ellie is eternal.
Yeah. It seems that when we met, I have accidentally formed a contract with him, much to both of our benefits, because I quite needed companionship at the time.
Indeed.
And yeah.
DK asks, what is your favorite fish?
Spiny oarfish.
Why is that?
I think they're really cool. One of my favorite things about them is when they feed, they kind of like so they're very long, like 30 feet, and they will be upright vertical and just kind of like go sideways across the ocean floor like that. They do a lot of swimming up and down. I remember specifically watching a documentary about sperm whales, and they were diving down in the trenches, and one of them was like one of the juveniles was inspecting an oarfish. And like, you know, like most creatures do, it interacted with it with its mouth. Yeah, there it is.
I accidentally swapped off the scene by mistake.
So you could see the spines on it are a little sharp. So of course the sperm whale gave it a little love bite, not enough to hurt it, but enough to startle it for sure. And I remember vividly the whale recoiling as the oarfish suddenly went sideways at quite an incredible speed and left. Swimming almost normally, I would call it.
So
but they do kind of walk.
They were unaffected by the nibble.
Yeah, the sperm whale almost seemed more upset and perturbed by it. They will also very frequently, and nobody's sure why, this is one of the rare ways that you can get footage of an oarfish live, is stuff that's chained to the bottom of the ocean where the oarfish persist, like buoys. They will swim along the chain, up and down it.
Intriguing. So they just find a form and just want to swim near it?
Yeah, kinda. Jeremy Wade, the host of River Monsters, actually found and got footage of an oarfish, specifically because one of them was doing this. Jeremy Wade had heard rumors that they do it from like locals, and was like, "Oh, and I know some chains," and went out and the oarfish was like, "Sup, bro?" And he was like, "What the fuck?"
Interesting.
Jeremy Wade, and this is River Monsters.
I'm Jeremy
Look
Wade.
at this bitey bitch. Look at this bitey bitch. It ate a child, but actually didn't.
Well, that's very cool. Douladerp asks, what is the worst way to give hugs?
Backwards. It's very impersonal, and you will hurt your arms.
You
What?
I hit a mental block. I've never thought to ever do it that way.
Exactly. That's why it's such a horrible way to give hugs. Why would anybody do it that way?
But you answered so confidently and so fast.
Autism.
Oh my god. All right, there you have it. That is the only answer. Yes, I've quite literally just said bishop to b9, and Ellie went checkmate. Please don't quote me on my chess coordinates, by the way. I just said that as a joke, as a jest.
B9 is definitely a pain. I think it goes up to, I don't know, 34,000. Big chessboard.
Riz? No.
Or at the very least, a very wide Riz.
Riz? No. Tiz. Yes.
What? Oh, because the tism.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes. Knight to Pi Q. Oh
I've won
no.
games of 4D chess with interdimensional time travel before.
Goodness gracious. I don't even want to try to wrap my head around that.
It was fully, I was bullshitting the entire time and I went, oh, okay, I win.
I did it. And then you did it.
Protagonist energy.
Yeah.
Really?
PK wants to know. Actually, 2 questions. Do you collect anything? Plushies, seashells, etc. as examples. Friends? If you were a dragon, you would be the dragon of friends.
And what the hell do I collect?
You try to grab
dice.
whatever's on the floor there.
Whoop. I don't know why I did that. D&D dice.
Yes.
Dragging these friends on your face. What the fuck?
I'm gonna ban you, Chance. I'm sorry. It's over.
No, I appeal Chance's ban. Reason I do that.
Oh my goodness. And then PK also wanted to know, you have a great singing voice, so do you like musicals?
I love musicals. I love musicals a lot, actually.
What would be one of your favorites?
Oh, that's an excellent question. It's been a minute since I thought about it. Pretty big fan of Little Shop of Horrors.
Very base.
Annie was also good, if a little antiquated. No, I'm gonna go with Little Shop of Horrors.
I am actually not too much of a musical person myself. I've seen one musical adaptation into a movie, which was Chicago.
Oh.
So
Chicago's very good. Chicago was very well adapted. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Also, I was about to type in chat, antiquated or antiquated is banned. You cannot say that word. The next person to say it is banned. Because I knew it would happen. Derp asks, what is your favorite genre of music that people should listen to more?
I like a lot of music, very muchly. I think the more we destigmatize metal, the better, because metal goes super hard and is a super versatile umbrella genre. And also, as a side note, people give Screamo more shit than it deserves.
Oh, so you're throwing shade at Screamo?
No, I'm throwing positivity at Screamo. It doesn't deserve the bad shit that people get.
I don't know why I thought shade was like the positive. I'm so sorry. My brain did a big duh.
It's all good. No, I think that metal is a little stigmatized and it shouldn't be, but we are slowly coming out of it as a society anyway.
Yes, I definitely agree.
I also think I've also nope, fully lost the other thought, so we're gonna move on from that.
It's gone. Metal, my beloved.
Chance gets it.
Well, I did have a bit planned for the stream, but unfortunately, due to actual cringe, I cannot perform said bit.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's a bit of an unfortunate thing, and because of that cringe, I actually do have to step away for a moment. So, Ellie, if you could do me a favor, could you just really quickly keep chat entertained for a moment? I will be right back.
Yeah. Okay. You got what? You guys like Oh goodness. I'm trying to think of a good story to tell you guys. You like jazz? Jazz is all right. I will. Oh, you guys like baseball? I actually think it's hilarious that you mentioned baseball because that is, for some reason, me and Max's like thing. Like I don't know what it is, but baseball games like fully been our thing for like as long as I can remember. Like Super Mega Baseball 3, we've streamed it together a couple times. Oh my goodness. And it's funny because I can't stand watching baseball in real life. Like it's such a hard sport to watch. Favorite movie, Megamind. What's the deal with airline food? It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's really hard to watch normally. Especially if you're at the stadium. Cause like you just see somebody. What the fuck? Devin, what are you doing? That is Iris's seat.
Bruh.
Oh. What did you just say?
Fuck.
Okay. Alright, so does you know what? He says fuck a lot. You'd be surprised.
Fuck.
So here's what we're gonna do. Let's do a Devin AMA right now. No more questions for me for a brief moment. I want you guys to ask Devin questions, and I will translate. He is here to cause problems, but you know what? Iris lives for drama, and I think Devin is able to provide it. So, Jesus Christ, Devin. Can the people want to know? Did you pass the Harkness test?
Huh?
He said no, very, very sadly. How did you like the Bong of Greed, says Chance.
Fuck.
He said he was very, very fond of the Bong of Greed, as you might recall from his response. And he's very excited to partake with you again, which I don't know how I feel about you getting high, not because I think it's bad for you, but because of what I'm afraid you might do. Hey, all right. You know what? You have a point, but that was uncalled for. PK asks, what is your favorite chocolate bar? I know I haven't let you have chocolate in a minute, but you've had it before, so please answer PK's question without the attitude. He likes Nestle Crunch. Mitsuda wants to ask, where are the bodies buried? Good answer, Devin. Very, very good. Good job. You get a Nestle Crunch bar for that. He's done. He's had enough. Oh, nope, here he is. He's back. He's back. I'm not telling you guys what he just said. That is for me alone. Devin, who is your favorite character from Monster Musume? Really? Wow, I actually didn't know that. He said the Harpy. You watched Monster Musume? When did you watch? It was when I was at Techo, wasn't it? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Devin, what is your favorite food? Ooh, he's leaving again. Oh, you all right, buddy?
Okay.
Oh, welcome back.
I'm back. Sorry.
What's up? Chat and I had a very good time. Everything all right? I hope you didn't cringe too bad.
Yeah, it basically is along the lines of like a muscle spasm for me. Why is my seat wet?
Don't worry about it even a little bit.
I just missed Devin.
Shut up, Mono.
Oh, just mono things, I take it.
Yeah, no, Devin's being babysat right now. Because, like, he's honestly, I could probably leave him by himself, but I don't trust him. Also, there are a couple questions I want to answer in the chat. Devin's favorite food, sea scorpions. What's your opinion on sea scorpions, Devin? Favorite food? And everybody who is giving Devin shit for liking the harpy, and knowing its name, let the boy like things. He doesn't have a lot. Okay?
Wait, so he was here, is what I'm hearing.
No. He definitely didn't clamber up into your seat, and we didn't do an impromptu AMA.
Okay, I believe you. For now. Wow.
It's too bad this VOD's gonna go up and I'm screwed.
Thank you for the hydrate, Mono. Oh, right, I must have accidentally spilled water earlier while I was taking a hydrate redeem.
Yeah, that's what I watched it happen. And it's definitely not the sopping wet body of Nurpiton, who recently emerged from his pool.
Yeah, definitely not. And how would he even get in here? I only allow those in with an invite.
He definitely hasn't learned how to open doors.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Like a velociraptor.
All right. Well, with that being said, Ellie, I only have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could ask the next interviewee anything, what would it be?
I have thought long and hard about this question. Very long and very hard about this question. What I want to ask the next interviewee, because I want to force them to think about the gravity that having a platform has, while at the same time forcing them, hopefully, to compliment themselves. If there was any singular trait that you possess that everybody who watches your streams walks away now possessing themselves, what trait of yours would you want that to be? Again, what trait of yours would you bestow upon your viewers were you forced to? What would you want your viewers to have?
This is a actually incredible question. This is top tier. I like this one a lot.
I thought really hard about it.
There are a few questions that I have saved to a file from past interviewees. This is definitely going to be going in there, and I will be occasionally asking this question every now and then.
Nice.
Also, Mitsuda, your question was good because it's thematic.
Yeah, it gets people thinking because they have to think about like their who they are and like what they're capable of.
Yes, I certainly hope that they sit there for a little bit.
I think the best questions force people to analyze themselves in ways they didn't expect.
100%.
I think to that end, your question is perfect.
Yes. And hey, within the thematics of lore as well, it makes you think about what your character would do.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. And as we are wrapping up here, I know it's a little bit awkward because we didn't go to a break, and usually the break signifies that we are moving into the end of the stream. Do you have anybody in mind that you would like to raid at this very moment in time?
Oh my goodness, I forgot to look.
No
Let
worries.
me one quick glance. Well, this one friend of mine, Iris, is streaming.
Oh yes, allow me to raid Irisu Bison.
Nova's been going for 6 hours. I feel like they might be wrapping up soon. You know what? Let's raid. I'm gonna copy their username.
Yes, please.
This is actually somebody who came in to support my stream early on, and they were my first subscriber and gave me my first gift sub as well.
Ooh.
I got 2 subscribers that stream, and it was also a Subnautica stream that crashed twice before I gave up and played Noita. Very tragic stream, but this is their username.
Starspace, perfect.
And they are currently playing Ori and the Blind Forest, and they've only been going for 40 minutes.
I do believe that they will not be ending anytime soon. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Unless things go horribly awry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, Ellie, thank you so much for joining me tonight for this interview, staying up so late past your usual bedtime of 3 hours ago.
Thank you genuinely for having me on my show. I'm so happy with this. I'm
Yes.
so incredibly happy with this.
Yes, and you did wonderfully, might I add.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to chat for coming on in, joining us for the last Poison Points of the month. Certainly not the last ever. We look forward to seeing you next time. I was about to do like a Maxwell. Oh, I copy paste.
Should I? Oh! He's excited.
There we go.
Should I do my outro?
Yes, please. But actually, before I forget, if you have like a raid message that you do, please post that in the chat as well.
Oh, I don't have a personal connection to Starspace. Very, very distant acquaintance, but they have been very supportive, and I like what they do. However, I am going to make us look like a bunch of weirdos. Splish, splash, and we're taking a bath.
Splish splash and we're taking a bath. There we go. That's the raid message. And if you have any variation of emotes, raid emotes, whatever you want, by all means. I actually strongly recommend that if you are subscribed to Nova Swarm, their raid emote is one of my favorites.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna flank it with my own smirk emote.
Perfect.
So mine is going to look like this.
You know what?
This
Let's
is silly.
conduct mine as well. We'll do that. This will be mine. All right, everybody. Let us head on over to Starspace. Oh, I'm a fool. I should have pulled them up beforehand to avoid any ads that might occur.
So I want to take a moment to thank everybody who watched, lurked, shared, and anybody who just thoroughly enjoyed the stream. It means the world to both of us, and I hope the rest of your nights and your days are beautiful to you. I love you, my guppies, and thank you again for joining us.
Have a wonderful rest of your night. Goodbye, everyone. Whoa! I mean, the raid isn't set through yet.
Premature wah.
Premature wah. Yes, have a good night, everyone. And thank you to everybody who did raid this evening. Very wonderful. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, my guppies.
Oh no, I didn't save it. No! That'll be okay.